Most people believe you need a ton of money saved up before you can even think about investing in real estate. That belief right there is costing you years of wealth building. What if I told you that some of the most successful real estate investors alive today started with almost nothing in their bank accounts? Today I am going to show you exactly how to break into real estate, even if your savings account looks like a sad text message. No fluff, no gatekeeping, just a real strategy that works. Before we dive in, let me tell you about Maria. Maria was a 29-year-old single mom working two jobs, renting a small apartment, and convinced that homeownership, let alone real estate investing, was a dream reserved for people with trust funds and perfect credit. She had about $800 in savings when she stumbled across the concept we are going to talk about today. 2 years later, she owned 3 properties and had replaced one of her incomes. Maria is not special. Maria just learned the right information at the right time. That can be you by the end of this video. So let us start by destroying the biggest myth in real estate. You do not need your own money to invest. Let that sink in. The entire game of real estate is actually built on a concept called OPM, which stands for other people's money. Banks do it. Developers do it. The ultra-wealthy have been doing it for decades. And now you are going to learn how to do it too. Here is the first strategy, and it is probably the most powerful one for beginners. It is called house hacking. The concept is beautifully simple. You buy a property, you live in one part of it, and you rent out the other parts. This means your tenants are literally paying your mortgage for you. Sometimes they cover the entire thing and you end up living for free while building equity. You can do this with a duplex, a triplex, or even a single-family home where you rent out individual rooms. The best part is that owner-occupied loans like FHA loans require as little as 3.5% down. On a $200,000 property, that is only $7,000. Compare that to the 20% conventional investors usually need, which would be $40,000. That difference is massive. Now let us talk about seller financing, because this one is a total game changer. Most people do not realize that the person selling a property has the ability to become your bank. Instead of going to a traditional lender, you negotiate directly with the seller to make payments to them over time. This works especially well with sellers who own their properties outright, meaning no mortgage, and who want a steady income stream rather than a lump sum payout. You approach them, you explain the benefit to them, which is monthly cash flow without the hassle of being a landlord, and you structure a deal that works for both sides. No bank approval needed. No massive down payment required. Just a conversation and a signed agreement. Speaking of conversations, let us talk about finding the right deals, because strategy only works if you have something to apply it to. The best deals are rarely listed on the main real estate websites. They come from driving neighborhoods and looking for overgrown yards, boarded windows, or properties that clearly need attention. They come from talking to people, letting your friends and family know you are looking to buy investment properties. They come from connecting with wholesalers who find distressed deals and pass them along to investors. They come from probate listings where families are settling estates and just want a clean, fast sale. When you start looking in these places, you stop competing with everyone else bidding on the same polished listings online. Now, when you find a potential deal, you need to know how to analyze it quickly. There are 2 numbers that matter most. First is the after repair value, which is what the property will be worth once it is fixed up. Second is the total cost to acquire and renovate it. If your total cost is 70% or less of that after repair value, you are likely looking at a solid deal. That is a basic version of what investors call the 70% rule. It is not perfect for every situation, but it gives you a fast filter to decide whether something is worth digging deeper into. Let us talk about credibility, because here is something most beginners worry about. They think nobody will take them seriously because they have no track record. Here is how you fix that faster than you think. First, get your knowledge sharp. Read the books, watch the videos, understand the terminology. When you can speak the language fluently, people assume you have been in the game for a while. Second, build your team early. Find a real estate attorney who works with investors. Connect with a hard money lender even before you need one. Get to know a contractor who gives fair prices. When you can say to a seller that my attorney reviews all my contracts, my lender is already pre-approved, and my contractor can start within 2 weeks, you sound like a serious operator. That credibility opens doors that stay shut for everyone else. Now here is a strategy that gets overlooked constantly. Partnering. If you have the time, the knowledge, and the hustle but not the capital. Find someone who has the capital but not the time or knowledge. You bring the deal, the analysis, the management, the execution. They bring the money. You split the profit. This is how so many investors scaled fast from zero. You are trading your sweat equity for their financial equity, and everybody wins. Look around you. There are people in your network sitting on savings they do not know how to deploy. You could be the solution to their problem. Let us also touch on government programs because free money and assistance exist and most beginners never look for it. Many cities and states have first-time buyer programs, down payment assistance grants, and renovation loan programs designed specifically to help people buy properties with minimal upfront cost. The USDA loan program offers zero-down options in qualifying rural and suburban areas. The VA loan for veterans and active military also offers zero-down with competitive terms. These programs exist to help people like you get started, and they are sitting there waiting to be used. Here is a mindset shift that will change how you approach all of this. Stop waiting until you feel ready. Readiness in real estate investing is a moving target. There will always be another book to read, another market condition to wait out, another reason to delay. The investors who succeed are not the ones who waited for perfect conditions. They are the ones who started imperfect, learned fast, and adjusted as they went. Your first deal does not have to be your best deal. It just has to be your first deal. So here is your action checklist to get moving right now. First, pick one strategy from today, whether that is house hacking, seller financing, or partnering, and go deep on it this week. Second, identify 3 neighborhoods in your city where you want to invest and start driving them. Third, have 5 conversations this week about real estate. Tell people you are looking to invest. You do not know who knows who. Fourth, connect with one local real estate investor group, online or in person. Fifth, pull up one property listing and practice running the numbers, even if you are not buying anything yet. Real estate is not a secret club for the wealthy. It never was. It just looked that way because nobody explained the actual mechanics to regular people. Maria figured it out. Thousands of others have figured it out. And now you have the foundation to figure it out too. The gap between where you are and your first property is smaller than you think. It is not a money gap. It is an information and action gap. You just close the information side of that gap. The only thing left is action. So go take it.